And yes, we are live. Hey guys, happy Friday. Happy to be with you today, especially because we're gonna welcome our new members, new companies joined the BGA recently. And it's gonna be a chance for you to actually welcome them, but also understand a little bit better about what they do, who they are, and what they are building. So a lot of exciting things for the 1 hour we have together. So let's get into it directly with George. George, happy to have you with us. And obviously, the stage is yours.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. My name is Georg Brockstermann. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Game Influencer. And it's a pleasure to give you a little overview of what we're doing and why we are very happy to be a new member here. So if you go to the next slide, please. Oops. No. Yeah. Oh, I hope you see it much better than I do. So we have actually two business types in the company, two pillars. So since 2016, we are doing influencer marketing for the gaming industry. We had so far over 250 happy customers with launch campaigns, growth campaigns for their games. And we are sourcing out of a pool of more than 3 million influencer channels for that business pillar. Since last year, actually more or less a year now, we have a performance-based influencer marketing platform where you can run automated but curated campaigns on a CPM, CPC, CPI basis. So you're only paying there for the performance you're getting. And we have on that business pillar, we have around 2,000 influencers who signed up to support deals and to support games of all kinds. On that side, it's very interesting when you run campaigns on platforms, you get a 30 to 50% better price for your influencer marketing campaign. So you may want to keep that in mind. We are a true global company, so we have run campaigns all over the globe so far, and we are covering basically all tier 1 to tier 3 markets. Right now, we are 15 people speaking 9 languages, and although we are fully remote these days after COVID, the headquarters is in Munich, Germany. So if you go to the next slide, please, Flav. Our products and the networks we play on. So what we're doing creative launch and growth campaigns for all kinds of games, all platforms. We do pay-per performance influencer marketing campaigns. We do user-generated creator ads, which is a very, very interesting product when you are new to the field of influencer marketing and want to test what works for you. We do creator programs, and we support with community uplift for Discord and when you need more people on your Steam wish list, for example. We are mostly running our campaigns on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, but also getting more familiar with Kick and X and Telegram these days. When you go to the next slide, so in case you're still asking why influencer marketing is something that is important, there are just a couple of numbers here. So basically all consumers, 90% of consumers trust peer recommendations, and 85% of all marketeers out there are planning to run influencer marketing campaigns in 2024. And over 70% of all consumers are more likely to make a purchase based on social media referrals. When you go to the next slide, you get a better understanding of why influencer marketing is a super powerful tool for blockchain games and why it's maybe in blockchain gaming even more important than in other parts like mobile gaming or PC gaming, where people are much more familiar already with how these platforms work. So especially when it comes to building trust and credibility for blockchain games, I think influencer marketing is really, really important. And influencers can behave as trusted intermediaries when you want to reach your target groups, especially when it's on the tech-savvy millennials or Gen Z gamers. You most likely reach them only through influencers. And when you want to educate consumers and showcasing new unique features, there's nothing better than showing that on videos and explain through creators, right? Especially when it comes to setting up wallets, buying NFTs, and navigating new gaming ecosystems here. And of course, for community building, this is super, super essential, especially when you want to grow your Discord following, having more people on wish lists for diverse platforms. Influencer marketing, especially here in that field of blockchain gaming, is super important. When you go to the next slide, Flav, it's just a couple of words. If you are new to the field and when you want to start, what we always recommend is the cheapest way and the best way to start digging into influencer marketing is starting with user-generated content, creative ads. Yeah, so very small influencers or not even influencers creating ads for you, which you can test on various platforms around the globe, and really getting an understanding about what works for you, what target groups are the most active ones in your game, what hook lines work best for you to convert users, what backgrounds in the videos work best. This is really the cheapest and best way to start into that field until you find out who are your key opinion leaders, your KOLs, which are definitely super important for blockchain games. When you launch your game, you should have a set of these KOLs and promote together with them the launch of your game. Of course, performance-based scalable campaigns. When you have a profitable game and know your business economics are working inside the game, then of course performance is something you will look into. And something which is pretty new and you should consider is really paying out partly in tokens, in your tokens, if you have one, and making creators and influencers co-owners of your game, which really makes sense. And the best actually with video content is when you know what works best for you, or the best performing videos, you can in most cases license out and create ads which you can run on diverse platforms all around the internet. When you go to the next slide, just another recommendation is really start early into that topic, because there's so many different formats and topics here you can choose. So there are not only streams, but let's plays and reviews, all kinds of tutorials behind the scenes. You can really get invite creators to your studio and really find these content pieces which work best for you and bring and drive more players into your game. When you go to the next slide, please, you can, if there are 4 ingredients which are the most important ones for a successful influencer marketing campaign, then it's definitely the understanding of your target group. So you really need to find these target audiences which works best for your game in terms of demographics, interests, what kind of channels work best for you, and so forth. Engagement metrics, something you need to dive in very deeply and understand what works for you. And of course, authenticity and alignment of the creator with your game is essential as well. And most likely, it's not running on one platform, but on multiples. When you go to the last chart here, so what is now our motivation and commitment to blockchain gaming? Why we are here in the Blockchain Game Alliance? When you are familiar with the games market out there, and I'm now since 20 years in this market, you can really witness that there is a user acquisition crisis in the market. The ones who are making most money with your game are actually the platforms, the gatekeepers like the Apples, Googles, and Steams out there. They are making more money than 99% of all developers out there. So there's a strong need for other distribution channels of games, of other methods to find your players, to attract them. And of course, and I'm super interested about that ownership layer blockchain gaming bring to the party here, because it unlocks fantastic new opportunities in games, especially when you think of airdrops and payouts and crypto and token incentives, especially for your users. This is what acceptance and retention drives to your game. And if I can give one recommendation as someone who's doing influencer marketing since 8 years, make the right influencers co-owners of your game and ecosystem to win long-term with your blockchain game. And with that, that's it from my side. Yeah, it would be a pleasure if you connect me on LinkedIn. And with that, back to you, Flav.
Yeah, thanks a lot, George. Thanks a lot for that. It was a wonderful presentation. I I definitely see, like everyone here, see influencer marketing as a very important role in gaming overall, but specifically in Web3 gaming. As the challenges we see in the space in terms of user acquisition, but also engagement in the space. But as you said, the role of influencers in educating the players around ownership aspect and also any kind of new game mechanics blockchain is actually bringing on the table. I think we really need to rely on agency like you to actually provide some assistance to the games we have in the BGA as well. So thanks a lot for being here with us. Super happy to start working with you. And we're gonna see you. We're gonna see each other very soon because we're gonna see each other in Gamescom. So in a few weeks.
Absolutely, looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks again for the presentation, George. And going to the next one, Antonio. I don't know if I know you joined the chat very just at the beginning, but you have a present button just below in the middle. If you can share your screen, if you struggle a little bit, we can talk about that together. While Justin or maybe Roxolana will have her presentation. Let me know what's best for you.
Let me do a verbal presentation about it, because basically our presentation is to pitch to investors, and what we want now is to enter BGE and see possible synergies with other projects. As I've seen, it's very possible with George to do something in the point where we are now. So I just want to talk a little about myself and the project and how these two things get involved together. So I will do a really informal presentation about first me and the project. So to let you know a little, I was in the real estate business, and suddenly, well, obviously, most of the people here know, we were investing in crypto. And when all this Web3 thing started to happen, the Axie Infinity, I jumped with all my available capital to it, and I did well. The time gave me the reason and said I did the right thing, and I start managing scholarships and so on. And nowadays I'm kind of an expert inside of what is Web3 gaming. During this process, I start with my own investment, but I start managing capital from third companies, and at the end I end up basically filtering somehow blockchain gaming projects for a VC. And that's the moment where I met World Challenge Game. We filtered, we saw that it was not a scam, so we invested a little of money, and we did the follow up with the project and other projects. And that was kind of my job before joining World Challenge Game. Then the offer arrived, and they offered me to join as CSO, which was an honor to me, because basically my concept of what a Web3 game will be disruptive or will be competitive compared to all the classic industry. It's a game that does something very similar than they are doing, but with blockchain as technology, not as a product, which means basically that the players don't have this problem with user experience. I don't want to give examples, but there's a lot of games with a lot of on-chain user experience that for people that is not an insider of this world, it's really tricky and people reject it. People think that it's about speculation, tal. So basically, when I saw this game, that first of all, we changed the name. It was World Challenge NFT, and now we're called World Challenge Game for a reason. Okay, we had to change this to get away for that perspective for the normal common people, let's say. I was really excited. Okay, we're talking about an educational project that the idea is to onboard as much people as possible from the classic world without knowing that they are playing a blockchain game, and introducing as normal culture questions things about blockchain. To make a little brief about how the game it is, you have to know that today we did the first game with the team. Okay, so we are in constant improvement, but today was the day where the team reunited, play some match. I win. I have to say it. If one of my teammates is watching, I'm sorry. And basically, this game is similar to Risk. Okay, Risk last year, as Monopoly Go went to Web 2, they did their own app. And in the case of Monopoly Go, it's a success without precedent in the world of Web2 games. They did 3 billion in 14 months. Uh, it has been crazy in monetization terms. So what we're basically trying to do is to kind of follow the path of what they did well, adding this Web3 layer. So by adding this Web3 layer, basically what we're giving is to normal users that don't know what blockchain is the ability to own their own NFTs or avatars on their site, to trade their in-game currency to token. So the general idea of our project is basically through a successful uh, method or a successful product that has already performed well, doing something that can bring value to Web3. Okay, and I always start saying this: no, we're a board game, literally a board game with a box. Okay, and we're in Web3 space, and we've been selling this board game for the last year, and now is the moment to do the fun game that can be scalable. No, and it will be ready in less than 1 month for Web2 users. So Web2 users will be playing for free, watching some ads, and generating some revenue for the company. And these Web3 players that will start playing around September with their NFTs, they will get rewards by grinding or by being competitive or by holding NFTs. But these rewards come from a sustainable project that is people spending money for a fun game. I think it's the biggest mistake that probably I've seen a lot of Web3 games committing all the time. No, so our project pretends to be just educational, to onboard a lot of new people to Web3 space and teach them basic things, which is the supply of Bitcoin in a question, and so on, while they have fun. And well, I'm really excited to join Blockchain Gaming Alliance. It's something that in the different projects I've been working with, I've never seen the clear opportunity to do it. But I think that in this scenario and with this project is the perfect timing. And I'm really happy to see all the synergies that we can work from here. And well, just to let you know that you can follow this project because it's gonna be launched completely for free in less than 1 month, and we're gonna try to make it as fun as possible because that's the first brick you need to put on a project that is a video game at the end of the day, you know. So well, happy to be here, and any questions you have, I will be happy to respond.
Awesome, love it. Actually, you were talking about synergies we could do together. Actually, we did quite some things since 1 month together with On Valencia. We attending On Valencia, which is a esports event organized in Valencia. It was organized last week, and we had a booth with the BGA to exhibit some of our members who are building in the space, including World Challenge when you brought your board game at the booth as well and try to explain your vision as well. So it was fun. I think it was a perfect way to educate exactly what you said, educate people about how fun it could be to play a game, but with some aspect of ownership as well. So definitely happy to do that more and more with you, and super happy to have you in the BGA, Antonio.
Thank you so much. I'm super happy to be here too.
Thank you, Antonio. Going to our next speaker, Justin. Justin, it's good to have you here as well. Whenever you're ready, you can share your presentation, and the stage is yours.
Thanks, Flav. Yeah, I'm ready. I think I will give half of the first 5 minutes of oral presentation, and the last 5 minutes I'll share a couple of slides and some
Sure.
demo.
Okay.
Thanks. I'm Justin from ZK Spin. I'm super excited to be here as a new member. I first saw BGA in the token for 2049 last year in Singapore. So I've been like a game player and a hobby game developer since I was a kid. I think gaming gave me some of the best experience in life. Maybe a little exaggerated, but it's definitely like that. And I think like from my perspective, I think gaming as a type of entertainment mostly innovates on two directions. One is have better content, like better story, better art, better design. And the other direction is basically driven by different technologies, by internet, by mobile phone. And right now, I think gaming is mostly driven by virtual reality, AI, and the blockchain. So our team is mostly tech based, and we are primarily interested in tech driven innovation in the gaming space, specifically in blockchain gaming. So last year, I basically quit my job to start build fully on-chain games. The fully on-chain games, they will upload all the transactions to the game. Every move the player make will be on-chain. That have some interesting promise because it's fully transparent, fully persistent, and also have full modability, meaning that the game server is not in the cloud center, but on fully on-chain. Therefore, everyone can modify the game server. That's very similar to the old days when people can modify their PC games to. I mean, some of the best games like Counter-Strike or Dota are from such like a personal hobby modding. So therefore, we start to build these fully on-chain games called Zero Knowledge Mafia. It uses some zero knowledge proof and MPC. But we soon realized that blockchain is really not ready for fully on-chain games because the blockchain is built for DeFi. I think that the speed, the throughput, the latency, and the cost is not really ready to support game that has every move register on chain. And we start to try to build the infrastructure from scratch again, such that it's better for gaming and it can tolerate much higher transaction per second. The main idea we use are two. One is the parallel computing. Basically, have very aggressive sharding of the game world. The gaming is very special because there are very strong parallelism in the games. The other technology we use is verifiable computing, meaning that we will run a lot of the computation on the player's own machines, and later compress the whole computation into a single transaction and settle that on chain. Sorry, I'm just talking about mostly our the technical aspect of our company, because we are most primarily doing the technical stuff, and also we have SDK, open source SDK for everyone to use. I'll share it near the end of the presentation. So this gives us a much higher transaction per second for in the blockchain, and in some sense, this is almost like a blend between the Web 2 and the Web 3. Because at some point, I believe that these two worlds, from infrastructure point of view, will merge in some sense. And the other very unique and excitement we have for games is that we believe game has a very unique role in advance the whole technology forward. For example, the GPU was originally designed for provide performance for games, but now it's being used for AI. And we believe that the game for blockchain probably have a similar role. Like the gaming will push the blockchain to certain performance such that it can be used for something much bigger. So now please let me share my screen and with some demo and also some explanation of the technology we're building.
Okay, I think I'm seeing your screen. Yeah, you good to go. You just need maybe to make it. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I just mostly want to show this screen like this, explain how the technology works. Just imagine, so this chain is the basic blockchain that everybody is using, and this chain will store information like the players' money, their rank, their profile, everything persistent for the player. So when there are 10 players, for example, want to play a League of Legends game, we will spin up an ephemeral rollup on their own machine. Like there will be 10 people, they will come with 10 different machines. We will on the fly create a new blockchain, a new peer-to-peer network on these 10 machines, such that when they play the game, this entire game will be played on their own machines. They will communicate to each other using this peer-to-peer network, and they will not talk to this blockchain throughout this game. So when this game is finished, the outcome of this game will be compressed into a proof and settled on with the blockchain. And here we can actually see this game session. This game session meaning like this maybe 10 minutes, a League of Legends game. This game session, we can see it as a mathematical function. I'm sorry, I apologize, it's maybe a little more technical. Basically, this whole game can be compressed into a zero knowledge proof such that none of this player can cheat, even though the game runs on their own machine. So I will show a demo right now to show how it works in the actual demo. So this is a 4-player game that you can see there are four players playing from 4 different browser tabs. And right now they are playing by talking to so these 4 players, they are using the blockchain as the only way of synchronization. That's basically the definition of on-chain gaming. And you can see the experience is pretty painful, right? Like every move costs some time, and every move costs some money. Every move also, need a manual signature. So you might not even realize this is playing games. So now we want to show how does this transform into using our engine, and it will be a much smoother game playing experience. We're getting this 4 player into this bottom right room, so they are playing a game using our engine. So now you can see that they are playing the game using the ZK Spin engine. Here, these 4 players, they are connecting to each other using a peer-to-peer network, and they are not using blockchain to synchronization. They are talking to each other to play the game. This is very similar to the local area network gaming infrastructure. So when this game is finished, the outcome will be compressed into a transaction and submitted to the blockchain. So this technology currently can support, maybe no more than 16 players and for game session. But in the future, we want to expand this to support MMOG with a much larger number of players and a much bigger map and a persistent map as well. So let me see how much time. Yeah, we also have another single player game that is already. This is more like a more polished game that's a single player turn-based game. And after you play each round of game, there will be a proving process for you to generate a proof. And this game comes with a SDK that everybody can use to play. So this is our under construction website. If you click GitHub, you will see our SDK, and you can use this to build single player game for now. For the multiplayer game SDK, where it still be under construction and should be released together with our demo game in a few months. So I want to stop presentation for now, and so we are looking for people to collaborate, and anyone excited to use our just generate ideas, talk on how to build games that are fully on chain. We would love to talk with you. We also partner with some of the big IP to build like a fully on chain MMOG. Yeah, I think that's my presentation. We're very glad to be here. Thanks.
Yeah, I love it. Thanks a lot, Justin. I think it's super cool to see what you're building and moving the needle in the blockchain gaming space. Obviously, we're talking about Web 2, Web 2.5 at some point, Web 3. It doesn't matter, but that's very interesting that, well, you also see in the field fully on-chain games. Not everyone see the value of it for good and bad reasons, but I do think that it's very interesting to focus on that technology and how you can do it and what kind of mechanics you can do it with your technology as well. So would love to highlight that on our side because you actually helping those on-chain games to provide fairness into the games based on what you're building. So would be lovely to work on that together and see how we could increase the visibility of what you're doing for games because it sounds super interesting. So thanks a lot, Justin.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll definitely love to do that. Thanks.
All right. Last but not least, Rock Solana. I'm super happy to have you from Finlu. Whenever you're ready, obviously I'm going to display your presentation, but very glad we can have you on stage to talk about Finlu.
Hi all. Yeah, you can turn on. Thanks, Paul. So my name is Roxy. It's easier to pronounce, so everyone call me Roxy, please. I'm Web3 finance expert, co-founder, and CEO at Finlu. I have more than 11 years of experience in finance, accounting, and bookkeeping. And yes, I'm inspired by numbers and financial challenges. So I definitely can say that I'm on a mission to comfort any chaos in finances. Flav, you can turn on next slide, please. At Finlu, we are one-stop shop of top-tier accounting services for Web3 companies and in different areas. If you talk about our experience, it's more than 8 years of accounting and audit preparation, 4 years in company incorporation in Hong Kong, also 2 years in Web3. What was done already? We incorporated and successfully supported 20 plus companies in Hong Kong. We reconciled 10K plus blockchain transactions, as well as 40K plus bank accounts and credit cards. We prepared and delivered financial statements for over 20 companies. And also we helped 10 plus financial entities to pass through the audit, smoothly minimizing their exposure to stress. And next slide, please. If to talk about our services, basically everything about bookkeeping and accounting, starting from cleanup and setup, where we help you to choose best crypto subledger, to customize your chart of accounting. And also we do all the preparation to do the best bookkeeping for your company. So when we talk about transaction records, we do our best to show you your financial health of the company. You can turn next slide, please. If to talk about why I decided to focus on Web3 and especially on the gaming, when we talk about bookkeeping in Web2 world, it's easier to do annual accounting as most companies used to. But when we talk about Web3, it's much complicated, and to make that annual work possible, we need to do some preparation upfront. In Web3, no one's actually thinking about accounting and those stuff related to compliance and etc. So that's why I decided to make this like my main mission, if I can say so, to convince and inform that accounting is the most important thing from the very beginning, especially in Web3, especially in gaming area. And here's why. Let's talk about some challenges that you will face in Web3 gaming from accounting side. First one is transaction volumes. Because it's very high, it's become record keeping a challenge, and you need to make accurate records to every single transaction, because you need to understand after 1 year what that transaction was. Another tip is to treat assets like an inventory. So each token is a unique asset, and you need to remember that to track the cost basis of the token when you got it, and again when you sent it out. If we talk about NFT as collectible, you have unique tax consideration compared to calculation capital gains and losses on a stock. Second is regulation for pay-to-earn players. If to talk shortly, you need to maintain proper wallet hygiene. It's very important. Next one, tracking profitability, because we, for example, if you sell your NFT as rewards, you need to understand your profit margin and cost of goods. You need to know what is your cost of goods sold, how much salaries did you spend, contract labor, gas fees, electricity, utilities, and other overhead costs. You need to understand this, because we need to track how much we earn. And last but not least is exchange management, also something that we are help companies with. As a conclusion, when we begin our startup, accelerators and others provide us with courses, other knowledge about launches, metrics, marketing development, team management, and many more. But does anyone talk about the importance of accounting? I don't think so. And I'm talking about not just metrics like ARR, burn rates, and etc. I'm talking about transaction records, wallet hygiene, as I mentioned before, correct classification of your expenses. So I want to be that person that make impact to entrepreneurs, awareness of finance and accounting. I want to provide advice and help more businesses to see the real picture of their operations. And after all, we all start a business to make money, right? So I want to show how much you really earn. And sometimes the real picture may surprise you. So if to talk about accounting and if to talk about your finances, I want to provide, if you need free consultation and advices, if you need help, I can provide other services, but I want to be sure that you really see your financial health and that your P&L is showing you correct numbers. So that's all. Maybe you have some questions.
I think it's wonderful, Roxy. Thanks a lot for the presentation. I can't agree more with everything you said. Would love to support you on that, because everything you'd said about the challenges for blockchain company, and we include blockchain game companies who was managing games with blockchain in it. As you said, you have to treat, it's a different way to treat your assets as a company, so you definitely need some support. So I think you just define an article we should do for the sake of our members around how to manage your accounting for members in blockchain gaming. We'd love to work on that with you, because I think it's wonderful information with them. And I'm pretty sure not every company are aware of those challenges.
Yeah, definitely. I will be happy to help and to make more knowledge about importance of this one.
Wonderful. You may know that every one of you and all members, you may know that we are organizing workshops in a monthly basis with different topics. The last one last month was user acquisition. We did with persona, and we're going to do that in a monthly basis with members who could actually suggest a specific topic. So accounting should be one of the topic we should mention. So happy to work on that with you, Roxy. And thanks again for the presentation. And I have to say, I love your World of Women avatar. Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone. Happy Friday again. Maybe the end of the day for you. And I hope you're gonna enjoy your weekend. I know we are in Web3, so we may not be able to say that so much, but I hope you will enjoy anyway. And thanks again for all the 4 speakers and new members of the BGA for being with us today. I wish you a very good end of the day. Bye bye, guys.
Friday. Bye bye.
Same to you, Flav. Ciao.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank